Hey guys, it's Brendan with Seller.Tools, and let's keep going with the optimization. And I know we didn't do the best job of making our decisions left and right, left and right. Again, definitely spend a lot of time doing that. So we're going to have a lot of kind of not the best keywords in here, but it's actually kind of good for us for this example because what we'll do is show you a little bit different way to clean up the keywords. So what I did here is jump right into the listing manager. Okay. Now the listing manager, as you can see, it has the title, description, bullet points, search term fields, and subject matters. From here, we can kind of go ahead and shrink all these down if we want to kind of get a little more space. But what we essentially have here is all of our key words at the word level from our keyword manager. Okay, right here in front of us, and then we have it down here in the phrase level. So I, for instance, like to do it at the word level. So what I'm going to do is uncheck all of these so that nothing is shown, or I could have just gone that. So if I do this here, I can go ahead and shrink it so it's out of the way. But essentially what we're doing is sorting by TSI. 10 is obviously is the most traffic, then 9, then 8, then 7, then 6, etc., all the way down to 0. So how I would construct my listing is the best volume in the title, and then also like the subject matter, and then search term field, and then bullet points, and then description fields are in that order. So let's go over that order again. Title, subject matter, search terms, bullet points, description field. That's in terms of weighted value. Okay, so title and subject matter are on equal par, followed by the search terms, followed by bullet points, followed by description field. Perfect example of this, the way we know this to be true, is not only testing, but also just customers in general with Amazon. For instance, if you sell a protein powder that comes in multiple flavors, which is strawberry, banana, and vanilla, you may have those in the description field to describe your product. So your product is not actually a banana, therefore you're less relevant for it because it's inside your description field. So as it gets higher up in terms of those weighted fields, Amazon knows that it's more valuable and that you are describing your product. So if banana is in the title, more than likely you're probably an actual banana and not a protein powder that is banana flavor. Now, we can, of course, manipulate that against the terms of service and manipulate the title and subject matter, which we'll go into. But essentially, remember, there are weighting. They will get you higher up in the rankings based upon where you put your keywords. So, long story short, put your highest priority keywords, your highest volume keywords, title and subject matter, followed by search term, bullet points, and description field. So I like to do it at the word level here. Some people like to do it at the phrase level. By default, we turn off most of these. So as you can see, we can go ahead and kind of uncheck these. But as you can see, as I show these, like threes, fours, as you can see, I have a ton of keyword phrases. So again, if you like to do it at the phrase level, then this section is for you. For me, I in particular do not like to do that, so I'm going to go ahead and start at the word level. Now, with all that being said, before I dive into this even further, I want to do a little bit more cleanup. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is go ahead and click some of these. Let's just start with, let's say, the fours. Okay, here are some more phrases. Now, here's another really cool tip, a little pro tip in order to clean it up even further. So let's say I put my mouse over this. Walkie-talkies for cruise ships long range. Maybe I like it, maybe I do. Watches, walkie-talkie watches for kids. So it looks like something kids can use on their wrists. So this is something I don't want. So I can actually, from here, right-click and go move to archive. It will present these three phrases that come up that I did not do such a good job in cleaning up my keywords. From there, I can go ahead and, yes, I'm sure. It's going to move those into archives, and it's going to remove that. As you see, watches just disappeared. Toddlers, same things. For toddlers, probably not. Let's go ahead and move to archive. So this is a great way to further clean up your list. Hunting video cameras, walkie-talkie video. My walkie-talkies don't have video, so I'm going to right-click and move to archive. So this is another quick way to continue to clean up your list. Continue to move on. Phone. Nope, I do not have a phone. So let's move to the archive, and I can continue to clean this up. Okay, so let's just say I spend some time, I continue to clean up, I go back into my keyword manager, and at that point I'm really happy with my keywords. That's really going to put my listing on a great starting foot in terms of really good active keywords, and really got rid of the noise, get rid of the trash that I did not like. Okay, so let's start building out our listing. So I'm gonna first start off with the 9s. So my obvious 9s are walkie-talkies. So I'm gonna definitely put those in my title. So over here, I'm gonna do walkie-talkies, right? So definitely build it out first. You do say, you know, like I used to do like top rated walkie-talkies. I mean, for this example, we're definitely gonna do that. It's against the terms of service, but everything we do is against the terms of service. This is your business decision. Definitely, if you want to comply with terms of service as much as humanly possible, download the, what is it called? The, can't remember off the top of my head. It's a certain, based upon the category, what you have to comply to in that category, such as title point limitations, bullet point limitations, even picture limitations. So something as simple as a comma or a bullet point you're not allowed to use. You know, no punctuation whatsoever. However, in our example, we're going to do everything we can to build the best listing. So definitely build it out what makes the most sense. And in terms of repeating keywords, we're going to do 2 rules here. The first rule is repeat keywords if it makes logical sense. So for instance, walkie-talkies, I'm probably going to repeat multiple times. Not because it's going to give a direct benefit for my listing in terms of better performance, but it's going to make the most sense for the customer. So I would definitely put walkie-talkies in multiple locations, like my description and even my bullet points. So my bullet points could say, let's just say perfect walkie-talkies for kids. Let's just say. And of course, I can remove some of these. Something along those lines. All right. So that's the first rule. First rule is go ahead and repeat it if it makes sense for your customer. Okay. The second rule, which we're going to dive into in a second, is repeat the keyword if it increases your relevancy. Okay, that's the next rule. So what we're going to do is build a very small listing here. We're going to copy it into Seller Central. We're going to upload it. We're going to save it. And we're going to give it a little bit of time. So let's just build out a little bit more. Here's some 8s. See Talkie. So what I'm going to do is do this. As you can see, Talkie just went away for kids and adults. Oops. And adults, as you can see, that number 8 moved out, and top rated, say walkie-talkies, great for long range, top rated, perfect. Let's see, top rated, 2-way radio, let's just say, walkie-talkie selected, let's just capitalize on this. Okay, so we just used up all the 9s and all the 8s, and I can continue down the list and to go further down. So just to save a little bit of time, I'm going to put this in bullet point 2, and then the 6s I'm going to go ahead and put into, let's just say, my search and fill. Okay, and then my 5s I'm going to put into my description. Okay, so essentially I just used up the 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s. You definitely want to do a better job than what I just did. You obviously want to make great titles, great bullet points. But the key here is you have everything on your left, and you slowly kind of move it over into your listing. Okay, so once it's used, it makes building out a listing super simple. Okay, from there we're going to go ahead and save it. I'm going to hit click OK. I'm going to call this version 1. Let's go to V1. Hit save. For whatever instance, if I want to go back to a different one, let's say I put a period here, I want to save it again, and I'm going to say V2. I'm going to hit save. Now I can manage my history, and as I can see, I have my V1, which has the period. My V2 does not have the period. So I can definitely keep track of all my different versions and load the versions that make the most sense or convert better, so you can play around with different bullet points, play around with different titles, and to see what works. And then you can go back and not worry about different spreadsheets and different versions. You can actually see it right there in front of you. And if I want to load it, I can go ahead and click on it. Let's say I want to go back to version 1, hit load to selected. As you can see, the period is gone. Okay, so now let's go on over to Seller Central. All right, let's go on over to Seller Central. So what we're going to do is I'm going to copy out my title, head on over here. Oops, full screen that guy. Let's full screen that. Let's go to the vital info, and we're going to replace product name with our title that we created. We're going to do the same thing with the description field. Coming over to description, paste that in. We're going to do bullet point 1. Go. And then since I only have one bullet point, I'm just going to not click add more and just leave that right there. Oh, actually I do have 2 bullet points. So click add more, paste it in. And then I think I have a search term field. Let's copy this out. Let's go into keywords, search term right here. Beautiful. And then lastly, I think that's it. So no subject matter. I wonder if we should get a subject matter. We'll just leave it. All right. So just to recap, we do have our vital info. We have our title. We're going to leave the brand name manufacturer the same. We do have our description, our generic description field, our key bullet points, and then we do have our backend keywords. And we do need a quick image, so let's go ahead and just grab an image here. So, all right, guys. So I just said screw it with the whole image. So I went ahead and just deleted it. Oh no, it's there. It's there. I take that back. So the image is there. So we have all information in here. I did bring it up in Seller.Tools over here just to make sure it was updating. I'm still waiting for the image to come through. We have the title coming through. We have our bullet points popping up here. We have the description popping up. Everything seems to be popping up. So I went ahead and just checked a quick little index check with the old way. As you can see, there's a product with no image, but we are showing as index, the index check. I went ahead and checked refresh as well a couple minutes ago, and it started building out these index checks to show all the ones that we are being indexed for. So we've actually done a pretty good job so far about getting ourselves indexed. So as you remember, we went to the listing manager. We started off, let me just uncheck all of these. All right, we started off with the 10s, the 9s, the 8s, the 7s, and we kept going down. So look, we have a couple more 6s we can do, but we got all of these, so it's just really nice. So hopefully we're indexed for the 7, 8s, 9, and 10s. Let's just kind of go check. If not, we need to work on those. So we'll go to keyword manager, and then let's just say filters not indexed, and then we'll do uncheck all, and then we'll just kind of do these right here. All right. So as you can see, these are the 6s that were not indexed for. Now if we go back, so Noah, privacy, and walkie-talkie. Or yeah, walkie-talkie. So those are the ones that say we're not indexed for. But I think that's where we stopped, which was position 6. So if I go back to the listing manager, again, uncheck all of these. I believe it was the 6s. Yep. So as you see, walkie-talkie and distance makes perfect sense, right, guys? Because we never put these keywords into our listing. If we wanted to, we could take these out and put these in. Let's go back to the keyword managers to verify. As you can see, here are these keywords. Privacy and walkie-talkie, and so let's go ahead and put them into our listing. Let's do it. Let's do it right now. So put all these on pause. These are these guys. Let's put them, copy these out, and let's. What do you guys want to put? Let's do subject matter. Why not? Oops, that's not what I want. That's what I want. There we go. Okay, we're going to go ahead and save our listing. We're going to go ahead and do our V3. Since that's what it is. Subject matter, let's copy these out. Go back over to our Seller Central account. This time we're going to do subject matter. So subject matter, I'm going to paste these guys in, and I'm going to hit save and finish. All right, so these are obviously backend keywords. So we want to make sure that we get indexed for those. What we do know for sure, we are going to index for these guys right here. Because if we go to rechargeable, we're going to see that it definitely is a keyword that is indexed. So if I come over here, if I do, let's just show index and non-index, and I do rechargeable, I see index. So we know that our backend search term fields are being indexed. So this is a really good sign. Okay. So now I guess we have to wait for the other subject matters to update, and then we can continue to build out our listing. So you guys can kind of see the power of Seller.Tools here to really help out is checking, make sure you are indexed for those phrases. Now for me, I would begin to start building out the rest of my listings. So let's come over here and let's see if we could just keyword stuff here. let's go some 5 dual batteries. Do some bullet points. What am I doing here? What am I doing? Okay, goes away. Let's do some 4s. There we go. And we're right under limits. Let's do some 3s. Here. Do the 2s. Not too many ones. Okay, I'm gonna kind of leave it at that. And then, so let's just go back and copy everything. I forgot what I changed, so we're just gonna come to copy over everything. Description field, let's go to description. I'm not gonna change much there. Bullet point 1. I forget where all this stuff is. I think it's under description. There we go. Bullet point 1. Bullet point 2. Subject matter 1, which we already did. Search terms 2, which I believe we already did. Yep, we did. So I think that's everything. So I think we're pretty happy with what we have. I'm gonna save my listing again. Do V4, and I'm gonna go ahead and save these. Beautiful. Okay, and again, just make sure I'm in there, and then I go back to my keyword manager. From there, Seller.Tools does let you recheck index every 60 minutes, so I highly recommend you guys take advantage of it. You know, we do it automatically every single day for you, but in the beginning you will want to check it more and more as you build out your listing. So I would definitely, sometimes it takes a little bit longer for you to be indexed for those keywords. I've seen it, you know, as fast as, you know, 5 to 15 minutes or something like that. 60 minutes is usually the max. If everyone tells you like 2, 3, 4 weeks, they're crazy. It does not take that long. So I would wait a little bit, and then we're going to recheck index. Again, we could do it every single hour. At that point, I think what we want to do is probably leave that video here. Again, the goal is to eventually, once we check index again, is to turn on all of these guys. Let's go all the way up to the 2s. I'm going to leave off the 1s, and then filter here, do not index. And what I want to make sure that I get indexed for all of these keywords. I want to turn all these red X's into green check marks. That's the goal of, in the very beginning, is get indexed for all the keywords if we need to. Hopefully we find some keywords that we're not indexed for, and then we can play around with them and move them around to different locations of the listing to get indexed for them, okay? And then let's take a look at relevancy, which will be the next video, and we're gonna play around with increasing the relevancy for keywords that matter, all right? So hopefully that makes sense. Again, if you guys have questions, let me know, but I'll see you guys in the next video about relevancy.